Hi there, welcome to our channel. I'm Vic.
I'm Nick.
And we are MV Board Gaming. And today we're looking at Pencil First game, Delicious. This is designed by Dr. Finn and Edo, and it is for 1 to 100 players. Nick is going to go through how you play, and then we're going to give our reviews.
Hey everyone, we are set up here for a game of Delicious. Just going to give you the rundown of how you play. It doesn't matter how many people you're playing with, this is how you're going to play the game. The only difference would be if you're playing a solo game and you decide to use the variant with the crow. Otherwise, if you don't, you just do a regular solo game or a regular multiplayer game, this is how you're going to play. So first I want to get you acquainted with the area of the spots where you're marking off in this flip and right game. So you're going to have vegetable areas on top and on bottom. Those will coincide with a top and bottom of these cards because one's going to come out on top, one's going to come out on bottom. So we know the bottom correlates with the bottom here and the top correlates with the top here. Also, this is the area where only fruit can be placed here, and there are shapes in which you can place those fruits, and I'll get into that shortly. But just know that this is where we're writing down. You have to work from bottom to top. You can also use tools, which we'll get into. One-time use, you're going to cross them off if you use a tool, and you're going to score victory points at the end of the game based upon how high you got with it. Has to be fully completed. So if I were to get here and here and here and here, I would get 5 points. I would not get 8, 3 plus 5, I would get 5. If I got one more here, I would not get any points toward this 12. I would still only have 5 points. Scoring here, we'll get into shortly. There's also ways you're going to be scoring these fruits that you place out here. So let's get into the gameplay. So in this round, for instance, we're going to flip over 2 cards. There's a 12 round game because it's divided 12 and 12. There are 30 cards in the deck. However, you lose 6 cards without peeking at them. So you don't know what vegetables were eliminated. But here we have a pepper at the bottom and an onion at the top. At the bottom right corner, it says what chip we're going to put on these. This is a symbol for a tool. So let me bring this down a little bit for camera. So we're going to put a tool up top and we're going to put a fruit on bottom. So we're going to take from this bag, we're going to take 2 chips. They're double-sided, one's a fruit and one's a tool side. So we're going to put the fruit side here and we're going to put a tool side here. And this will stay paired with the cards. At this point, we have another sheet of paper. We're going to decide which ones we're going to use. We can use 1 in its current spot. We can use 2 in their current spots. We can use 1 in the reversed spot, or 2 in any spots we would like. Alternatively, we can make this onion a wild vegetable, and you can make this onion whatever we would like. We do the same with this fruit, this raspberry. We can go ahead and make this golden raspberry. We would draw the golden raspberry here and make it a fruit however we would like. Last choice we do have is bonus spots. Maybe toward the end of the game, if you had a bunch of onions on your board, on your sheet, you can put an onion here, use this onion this spot, and get 2 times points for every onion appearance on your main sheet. Or do the same with fruits, except it's only 1 times. 1 times as many golden raspberries, for instance. You draw the golden raspberry there. Okay, so you see there's limited spots that we can go to on these. We can only use these a limited time. And once you circle or cross off 3 of these, let's say, you will not be able to use this again. So you don't want to necessarily use all your options in one field too quickly because you want that option open. All right. So what are we doing this whole time? These on your sheet, it shows what you can do. So pairs here, not equal here. There are 6 different vegetables. So if you get every vegetable up here, you will get 10 points. All equal, so there's 5 of every vegetable, but there are ways with tools, which we'll get into, that you can get extra vegetables of a certain type. So all equal here, all the same vegetable. Not equal here, and pairs here. So if I were going to take 1, let's say I take this onion. I would take the onion on the top if I'm going to choose this one where I take it as it is. Or if I want it at the bottom, I would take it right here. So let's just say I do the top, I cross that out, and I put this onion somewhere on the top, one of these 3 areas. Let's say I want to do it at the bottom right here, not equal. So then I want all different vegetables right here. So I would draw an onion on this. Something like that. And now I cannot put any onions down here. And I had to start at the bottom. Now I have this other item here. This is a tool. You'll see tools on these on your board. There's one right there for that one. There's another one right here. So I can go down and draw another vegetable. So if I wanted to, I can put an onion here and then cross this out and put another onion here. And I have 3 points for that. So that's how tools work. It's a one-time use. You cross it out and you put whatever vegetable you want if you're doing it here. Alternatively, I can put whatever fruit I want and it runs in a row. So there's the appearance of that type of tool. So I can go across and cross this out and put a type of fruit that I would like there. So what are you doing with the fruit? The fruit, it shows right here at the bottom right of your board. For every fruit that has at least 3 and isn't equal, you get a point. If it's 4 not equal, 2 points. 5 not equal fruits in a line, cross or up and down, 3 points for 5. Although I guess 5 isn't possible because the longest one across is 4. Equal, it gives you even more points. So 3 for every 3, 4 for every 4, and 5 for every 5 of a kind. Again, these cannot be broken up. They have to be in a row. If you skip one at all, it's not going to give you any points unless you were able to do the not equal instead. That should about cover that. So again, you're just going to take whatever cards you picked for your plant choice, write them down, draw them, however you want to do it. And you can write or draw. There are ways to do either. The instructions actually draw them out for you if you want. By the time you're done, it's gonna look something like this. You're gonna have a bunch of vegetables out here. You gotta start at the bottom first. These are Vic's drawings right here. And then you have a bunch of fruits. And the fruits, I should mention, have a shape correlated with that. So you can see right here, this is an oval. So it has to go in an oval. This golden raspberry has to go in an oval, like these purple ovals. It could not go in the hex, it could not go in the star. You're gonna fill this out and you're gonna score the points based on, and this is on the back of this sheet. So you can see there's scores to the top, bottom, there's scores for your vegetables, there's scores for bonus points for your vegetables, there's scores for the bonus points for your fruit, which is all on the other side here. So for every, she picked broccoli here. For every broccoli that appeared on her board, she would score 2 points for every one. So she said she got 8, so that would be true because she got 1, 2, 3. Let's see. This is a different sheet actually. So I think she did the backside. This one actually, if she did it on this one, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be a huge score. That would be 12 points. And you're just going to divvy up your score. If you happen to fill out all of the bottom or all of the top, you'll also get 3 bonus points for this jar of honey right here. If any player does fill up those containers, you're going to get those 3 extra points. And that's how you play. All right, and there you go. That's how you play Delicious. A nice, quick, simple game. It's good to be back. We have been gone for a little bit, maybe just over a week by the time this goes up. Just getting over some things, cold and bronchitis. No, not COVID, surprisingly.
No.
Just a few things as far as their illnesses. So it's like, we haven't had the energy really to film. And even now, you can probably hear it in our voices. But really nothing to complain about. I mean, our friend Billy, if you know Billy, Indiana, had a lot of issues, and he was gone for quite a while. So our well wishes to Billy, who had a heart attack. He suffered a heart attack, and thank God he is still with us today. Yeah. It was devastating to hear that. He's such a nice person. We had gotten the chance to meet Billy and Janelle, his wife, over here in Indiana. He was driving through, and just had dinner with them, and they're just great people. So hate to hear that, but it's so happy to hear that he's still with us. I would like to play games with Billy sometime at a convention, so didn't want him to leave us. A good person, so I'm glad he's still with us.
Yes.
Back to Delicious. Delicious is, so we have Herbaceous, we have Floriferous, we have Delicious, we have Sunset Over Wild. We have a bunch of Pencil First games. We have a ton of Pencil First games. We rave about Pencil First.
Yes. Heroes
Wanted, Skull Hollow, Mall Peak. There's so many great games that these people do, and this is no exception, to be honest.
Yeah.
This one is a really good one. I love it solo. I love it playing with Vic.
Yeah.
I love it any account. Like you said, 1 to 100. So as long as you have the sheets for it, we're going to run out of sheets on this one because they give us a lot of sheets, but we like the game a lot.
Yeah.
So I know your score is going to be pretty decent at least. But it's not our typical fare. We like Euros, technically.
Yes.
I would say most of the games we get the most pleasure out of are dry Euros, you know, with some spattering here and there of Amerithrash and different things. So this isn't typically our wheelhouse, but it's becoming our wheelhouse because they keep putting out these great games that are silky smooth to play and really enjoyable. Great to teach. so easy to teach. This one I didn't think I would like because of the drawing, but I draw every time. I don't want to write letters. I want to draw.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something charming about this game. It's a relaxing game. You can just pick up, play really quick, 12 rounds, and it gives you decisions. It gives you meaningful decisions. And I like it a lot.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like, oh, you know, are you going to put it at the top? Are you going to move it around? The vegetable that you pick. What plot are you going to decide to put it in? Like, what container are you going to place it in? Just having those finite turns where it doesn't just go on until somebody reaches a certain score threshold. You have a finite amount of rounds, and you have to allocate those, and you could be left at the end, you know, unstrategically, with, you know, having to play a card maybe in a location you don't want to, putting a vegetable where you don't want, or a fruit where you don't want, because you didn't have that option available to you, or didn't leave it open for the possibility. So yeah, very thinky for what the game is. I am an art fan. I always like visual art, so getting to draw the little veggies and fruits is fun for me. And I love that they have a little guide, so you can feel confident. And you know, I could do this blueberry, not so hard. You know, everyone can do a watermelon. Let's be real. But the goose.
All of my watermelons look like baseballs. So
Yeah.
maybe I can't.
Yeah, so we honestly really enjoy this game, and Pencil First, as Nick said, they can seem to do no wrong with us. So we're pretty high on them, and fangirls and boys on Pencil First for sure. I really enjoy how quick the game is to play with Nick. I like that, you know, they give you all those sheets. It's nicely organized. The scoring is pretty straightforward at the end. It's all articulated right in front of you. Yeah, very extremely straightforward. So you know exactly how your score will go at the end. You generally have an idea how you did. It's not a shock. Oh my, I can't believe and you don't lose points for things. So it's not like you're going to get docked. You can not achieve things and not fulfill and not complete it, but you're not going to
wasted actions, essentially.
But you're never going to get deducted for something, or someone's going to do something like burn your container or do anything mean. So I like that. So for the game, you know, I don't have any real cons to say about it, other than maybe it ends too quick because I'm having too much fun drawing veggies.
I guess the only con, if this applies to you even, is there's no player interaction. It's a solo feeling game. You can play the same way you play solo is the same way you would play with a ton of players, because you're doing your own thing. It doesn't matter how many players you have. It doesn't matter what they're doing on their turn. It doesn't at all. The only thing different about a solo is there's two modes. There's one where you're using that crow. If you're familiar with Floriferous, that crow is back in this, and he does take up some spots, and you can mitigate that by spending fruit to get them off of those spots which you need. And it's challenging. Either way you play it solo, they're both good variants. Either way you're going to do it. Any other negatives? I think at first I was thinking the fruit was underpowered.
Yeah.
But the more I play it and the more I score higher and higher, maybe it's not. It's a tricky, because I still tend to go for the tools. When I see tools out, I kind of want to go for the vegetable that has tools, because it lets me put more vegetables. And I kind of ignore. I don't ignore for sure. I don't ignore, but I kind of tend to favor the tools, and I kind of I'm put off by the fruit sometimes. Like, oh, you know what? I don't want it unless I have to. Like, maybe I really want that vegetable, and then I take that fruit.
I can see your perspective, because with the fruits, you end up putting them in a shape, and you're locked in there, and then you hope that you'll get more of those fruits to come out in that same shape, in the shape that they need to be. And then, you know, if that doesn't happen, at least you can use the tools to sort of help you along on that as well.
Tools is a good concept. It's just a good idea in the game, and it wouldn't work without the tools.
Yeah, because could you imagine if it was just veggies with a fruit kicker?
Who cares? Like, you wouldn't care that as much.
Yes.
The tools are very important to this game. I think they're such a highlight to this game that it brings everything together.
Yeah.
That now I can actually, things are more wide open. I can actually make more meaty decisions when I'm going to use these tools. Am I going to use them for fruits? When I really need this watermelon, otherwise I get 0. But if I put a watermelon, I get 3 minimum. So, and don't think that sounds like a little. This game, you don't score very many points, maybe 50, 40s. If you're not having a good game, 30s. So, yeah, I think the pros far outweigh any cons. The cons, I'm like digging deep, thinking of maybe that's a con to you, but for me, I didn't really have any cons.
No.
It's just not our style of game in general.
Yeah. So what's your score?
My score, this is 8-4, which is super high for a game like this.
Yeah.
For a little card game you can pack, travel with. I think an 8.4 is an outstanding score. It's one of the highest scores I've given to a game like this. So
this is true.
It definitely is highly recommended by me.
Yeah, I also feel the same. 8.3 for me. So we are on the same page on this one. Really fun, really great for us. We recommend it for sure.
Yeah, if you're somebody that reviews a lot of these games or looks at a lot of these little small games and needs one for the collection, this could easily be in the 9s. So yeah, don't take our score as being 8s as being negative at all. It's just not the game that we usually play, and I love it. I think it's great. It serves a great purpose.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this overview and review. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like thumbs up. It really helps to grow the channel. And subscribe for more great reviews. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.